Hello, welcome back. We're here on a lovely wet spring day in Liverpool, as you'd expect in the British Isles. Initially, I wanted to do the next video on as a review of the Northwest novices, but the footage for that came back a bit later than planned, so I decided to just do something different. Basically, Northwest novices went great. I'm really happy with it. If you want to check out how people did, you can check out our tagged post on Instagram. You'll see loads of people who competed, who posted photos, videos, just general reviews of how the day went. But instead, what we're going to do today, I'm going to do a video on how our groups work here at the Barbell Club. I personally have run powerlifting groups for nearly 8 years. So 2016 they started in, the end of 2016. I've been running them in the format that they are now, from around that 2017. But yeah, there's still a little bit of confusion about how they work. They don't work just like a group class. They don't work just like general one-to-one either, obviously, because it's more people. So I'm going to split this video up a little bit. We will explain, well, I will explain how we run our group sessions. So it'll be into the general format, how the online aspect of it works, how the different levels of people who are lifting will work in together, and then a few other benefits and things like that. I'll leave a description of the different sections of the video in the description below, so you'll have a better idea of what you're looking for. But yeah, this is just a bit of an explainer video about how these things work, because it's our main product, and it's what a lot of people enjoy. So yeah, hope you enjoy this video as well. Thank you. Hello again. So I've made a little structure how this video is going to go. So if you see me looking over this way, I'm just checking my notes. I am also just very awkward in general, so I might just not be looking at the camera, so just keep that in mind too. Essentially, I want to talk about the format of our groups. So here at the Barbell Club, we offer powerlifting groups and weightlifting groups, and they are our group sessions basically. So we also have a class which is Barbell Blast, but that's something separate. So in terms of the groups, the way that they work, in terms of powerlifting, we'll have up to 6 people because we have more stations for that kind of thing. It's a little bit easier to work in and out as well. So up to 6 people, maybe 2 people per station, occasionally 3, but that's rare. So the way I have mine is on a Monday and a Friday, we do deadlift and bench. And then on a Wednesday and Saturday, we focus a bit more on squat and bench. So if you're doing one group session a week, you're free to alternate each week, so you could do a squat session one week, deadlift session the week after. If you're doing multiple, obviously it makes more sense to do one of each. If you're doing 3, which is a little bit rare, but it does happen, your plan will reflect what you need to do. I'll explain that more on the next section. In terms of the weightlifting, as we have 2 platforms, and then we have 2 men's bars and 2 women's bars, we generally restrict that to 4, but it depends on who's coming. If it's easy to have like 3 men sharing a bar or 3 women sharing one bar, it's fine, we might increase it. But that's down to whatever coach B decides to do, not necessarily me. So the way both of them work is you'll be working in with someone in most cases. And yeah, you'll learn to share the kit, you'll learn how to move all the stuff, which I know doesn't sound exactly what you want to do, but it does help for the future. So if you ever go to competition when you're in a warm-up area, it's really helpful to know how to move the stuff around. It's really helpful to know how to work in with someone. It just makes your competitive experience smoother because you already know what's coming. And I think that's a big part, a big unspoken part of our groups. So it'll get you good at dealing with everything in the warm-up area. It'll get you good at dealing with the competition platform as well, if you ever help out with that, which is always recommended because it's always good to give back to the federation. It's always good to help people out. We've done it ourselves. A few of our guys have been at the platform, have been on the table, been refereeing, just that kind of thing. So yeah, in terms of the format, that is how the groups work. You will be working in with other people. Occasionally, sometimes people's schedule changes. So sometimes you might have some weeks where there's 1 or 2 people in the group. Other times there might be 5 or 6. That happens, but we deal with it as we go. And it's always a good atmosphere, which is the main thing as well. So a lot of people that we have in the group have been around for a while. They know what they're doing. They're very, very supportive. They're very, very helpful for me as well. So if it is a busy group and I've got someone new in, I can spend a bit more time focusing on them while the other people get on with their own training. Now initially, when I used to say that, I'd think, well, aren't the more experienced people getting less from that? But the way the groups tend to work is that people come for the atmosphere in the community. A friend of mine used to say that people come for the training but stay for the tribe, and that's very much what happens. So it's a case of you come on for the training partners, you come on for the atmosphere, you come on for the support, you come on for the encouragement. You won't get that training alone, especially at a commercial gym. You've got people around you who want you to do well, who will help you do well, and you will do the same with them. So yeah, a huge part of our groups is that community aspect. That can't be underlined enough, basically. So if you're looking for an easy way of staying accountable, coming to these groups will be a big way to do that, because people involved will push you. If you're not turning up to group sessions, they'll be wondering where you are. You want to get messages off them, just checking up on you, that kind of thing. Like, it's always better to have a training partner, because they will hold you accountable, they will push you on. But with this, you will have many training partners, so it's a big factor, and you know, it's good, it's helpful. I like it. I'm very proud of the group that we've got so far, for my group, and then B's group, and then Lauren's group, and then the other members that we have as well. So in general, the way the groups work as well, because each coach will do it slightly differently, but we'll do it roughly the same framework, the same skeleton. So Lauren runs powerlifting groups as well, which she currently has on early morning. Hers are the same format. Then we have Coach B, who does powerlifting and weightlifting. As I said, the weightlifting might be restricted in terms of numbers, because there's a little bit less kit, less stations. But in general, it's a similar kind of thing. Like, they'll have a set focus for the day, come in, do that, training done, working with other people, be encouraged, encourage other people, help out, have a good time. It's great. So yeah, that's the format pretty much covered. I have waffled on a little bit there as well, but I think it's all pretty important in terms of what we offer. So the next part of the video will be the online aspect, which is where I'll talk about how everyone knows what they're doing. So yeah, see you in a minute. So with our group sessions, it's not just a case of you just turn up and we tell you what to do. You will know what you're doing when you come in, because as part of our group offer, you get however many group sessions you want to do per week, which is between 1 and 3 in most cases. You will get gym membership, which means that you can use the group times, you can use the open gym times as well, and you also get an online plan. Now that plan is individual. We don't just offer a team plan and let you get on with it. The plan will be individual in the sense that it'll be to your numbers. It might be a specific variation, but it'll be done in a way that you can work in with other people in the gym. So for example, as I mentioned before, Monday and Friday are our deadlift days, Wednesday and Saturday are our squat days. So if you were to have, as I said, if you were to have someone who did all 4 group sessions, they will be able to look at their plan and have a day that fits. So normally I will have day 1 on their plan being squat and bench, day 2 being deadlift and bench, day 3 will be a squat variation and maybe a bench variation, day 4 will be a deadlift variation and some kind of press variation. Sometimes it's another bench press, sometimes it's something like overhead press. But basically that means that with that format, whatever session you come to, you will have a plan to follow. And then it also works in with other people, so you're not just getting in their way. It's not like you're going, oh, I need to do bench, but both squat racks getting used. It doesn't happen, because if that happens, you're in the wrong group, or you're doing it the wrong way around. In which case, we'll just tell you to do it the way around. So it all fits in that aspect. So as well as that, if you do 1 session a week, but want to train 4 or 5 times a week, or even just 3 times a week, something like that, you will have a plan to follow. And if you are someone who mainly does just 1 session a week and you stick to that same session each time, Your other days will have some more accessory work on it so that you can fit it in easier. Because with a lot of our groups, they end as the gym is shutting, so it's not like you can just carry on if you're running over. Sometimes that happens on the Saturdays and maybe on the early sessions, but in general, you'll just have what you can do in the group for those sessions. So that's a concern that some people have, is that they come in and think, oh, I'm just going to follow what everyone else is doing, or what do we do when you're not there kind of thing. And this is how we get around it. We have an online plan for you to follow. And then the group sessions are catered to within that plan. So yeah, I think it works pretty well. As I said, I've been doing it for 8 years now, so I haven't really had any problems with it. Yeah, so the next part of the video will be, I want to talk about ability level, because we get some people concerned about being too new and not knowing what they're doing, and we'll discuss that in a minute. Thanks. Right, so ability level. I've included this part because it's a question that comes up a lot for new people. They worry that when they come in, they're going to be dealing with people who are absolute professionals in what they're doing. And in some cases that's true, but our member group are basically just a load of big nerds, so I wouldn't worry too much. They're all really helpful, they're all really nice. They're going to help you out. I know it's a little bit intimidating, a little bit daunting to first come into what is seen as quite an intimidating sport and then come into that group session with people who are already established. Don't worry, we have a good mix of beginners, intermediate, advanced, and also the more experienced people are very helpful, as I said. The best example I've got of that is that a few years ago I used to coach Shayna, who was really strong. She went to Euros full power. She's been to Wales bench, I think probably about 4 or 5 times. She's also done Euros bench, stuff like that. It's just a very high level of lifter at this point. And then I had Sophie, who was brand new. She'd done a little bit of gym training before, but no real powerlifting type of training. And because she was a similar height, similar size to Shayna, and I also knew that they both seemed like hard-working people, I put them in together. And I think initially Sophie was a little bit intimidated by it, but she took to it really well. She now knows how to use all of the kit, like the combo racks, the jack, how to load the bar. Yeah, she knows how to do all of that really well. And since then, Sophie's still here and still with us. That made it sound like she's not dead, but you know what I mean. So she helps out with the newer people as well. So like Claire, who was started, I think, about 6 months ago. When she first started, she was very nervous and wasn't sure what to do. Sophie basically took her under the wing and showed her how to do everything, and now she's really confident. She competed at the novices last month. So it definitely works in that sense. Like, I've tried it in the past of having a separate beginner group, but it does work, but I find that the benefit of dealing with people who are more experienced and a bit more advanced in level helps beginners see that, one, people who are advanced are just human and they're nothing to be scared of, and two, that's a level that you can get to, because you'll probably see that the people who are more advanced, who are stronger and better at competition, because there are different things, being stronger and good at competition, they see that the reason for that is that they just work hard and they just keep doing it. So I think having the ability levels mixed is a good way to go. And it's never really been an issue, so it's something that you'll worry about as you're coming in, but then once it actually happens in reality, it's fine. The next part of the video is similar. We're going to be discussing how, sorry, trains are going by. We're going to be discussing how the groups are good for you to learn how to train, compete, get stronger. Again, they're all different facets, so yeah, so back with that one in a minute. Right, so as I said before, an aspect of the group that we probably don't talk about enough really is just how it prepares you for competition. So in terms of when you join the group, you're obviously looking at getting stronger, getting better at powerlifting. That will happen. That'll just happen as it goes. Like you'll come into group sessions, you'll get coached, you'll get an online plan. That'll just happen. That's a given. But also with the format of the groups, you will learn how to use the kit. So you'll learn how to do the combo racks, the jacks, how to load the bar properly, how the plates are used, stuff like that. So then if you ever have to, well, you will have to use a warm-up area, you'll have to share it in almost every case. So you'll know how to change the rack heights, you'll know how to load the bar for another person, you'll learn how to time your warm-up so that you can work in properly, so that you're not rushing things and you're not taking it too slow and slowing someone else down or speeding them up. And in terms of how I program as well, it generally has you working up to a top single, which will be roughly your opener. So you'll always know how to build up to last warm-up, opener, and then compete. There will also be people around who will help you with things like comp commands, because we do have a couple of qualified referees in the gym. We should hopefully have a few more after next week, because there's a referee exam this weekend. So yeah, you're gonna learn not just how to get stronger and how to do the lifts, but also how to compete and how to handle a day. And it's honestly so much easier for me when I'm coaching on a competition day, because for example, before someone's going out for a big squat, I might just say to them, it's just like a Wednesday session, just think of it like that. And then suddenly they calm down because they know they've been through it once a week, maybe twice a week for months at that point. So it does really drill that into you. It helps you become not just stronger, fitter, but also a better competitor and a better person to have around the warm-up area as well, because it's so helpful. Like if there's one person who knows what they're doing and a few new people, it's so much more helpful in a warm-up area, because it can be chaotic. So that's one thing that we try to do with these group sessions as well, and I think it's important. And as I said, I don't really think we talk about it enough. So there we go, we've just spoken for 2.5 minutes on that. So the next part is me just plugging the groups, so stay around for that please, because this is where we make our money. Thank you. So our group sessions, as I said earlier in the video, they are our most popular product, most popular service I should say really, in the gym. And we still have space, so I don't have much space in my evening groups, but we do in the daytime groups. So if you want to train early morning, Lauren is ideal for you. If you want to train in the afternoon, I have a couple of group sessions. B is looking at putting some on over the summer. And then we've got Katie and Sush who do privates as well, which is a separate thing for this video, but it's also a possibility. If you've watched all of this and still think I'd rather do private sessions than group, that's fine, we can cover you. We've got a few coaches who do that too. So yeah, with the groups, if you want to join, you just have to fill out the form below. If you want to try a 28-day trial, which is where you can do 28 days, 1 or 2 group sessions a week, online plan, membership, essentially just a mini version of the group. You can try that for 28 days. If you like it, continue. If you don't, no strings attached, you can leave. In general, if you start the group, we will ask for a month's notice before you leave, because we are a small business and we still have bills to pay. So the trial gives you that option of trying it before you fully commit. So yeah, and that's been quite popular so far. We've been doing that since I want to say October, and I think we've had about between 10 and 12 people doing it, and I think only one person hasn't continued for the full month, and that's not even because they didn't like it. They just they were moving house and stuff like that. It was just a difficult time for them personally. So yeah, if you want to give it a try, check out the link in the description. I'll put that below. I'll put both the joining the gym one and the 28-day trial one. I'm going to finish this video off with a few clips from one of our group sessions this week, which is from its peak week before SummerSlam, held in Raw Strength. And Connor and Charles were here on Monday, and they were doing their biggest squats of their block basically. And while the group is for varying levels, what I really enjoyed about that session was that there was a nice mix of Melech and Sophie were here training. Sophie's on a deload week. Melech is coming back from an operation, so she's sort of slowly building up. And then we have Connor and Charles peaking. So it was a nice mix of what goes on in the group. But what you'll see is on this video are the big lifts that Connor and Charles did. And it was just I really enjoy having the sort of beginners and then people who are just building up. But then it's always good to have the actual competitive side of things as well. So seeing the results of Connor and Charles's block so far was just a really good group. It's one of the most enjoyable groups we've had in a while, even if it was a little bit chaotic, because it's Connor and Charles. If you know them, you'll know what I mean. It's not being offensive. Yeah, so I'm going to finish off with those little clips. For everything else, there will be links below. If you want to get in touch, I will leave our Instagram, email, and then I will leave the form links for joining the gym, 28-day trial. And if you have any questions, I am here. Feel free to get in touch via any of those links and ask whatever questions you want to ask. Maybe even leave comments, feel free to do that. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps the channel, and as I said, helps us pay our bills. So, thank you for watching. I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while. I've just never really sat down and done it, and today, while I am absolutely drenched, I haven't got anything else to do. So, thank you. I'll hopefully see some of you guys soon. Goodbye.
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Go, Charles. Yeah, go on. Nice. Nice, Charles. Go, Charles. Get up. Yeah, nice. Good one.